Hello, friend. A quick preface to this video is that old saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. If you followed this, you know in the last few years I've been in the tip of Canada, I've been in the tip of Mexico, I've been all the way from the east coast to California. And amazingly, the place I'm going to show you is about 2 hours from where I live. As a matter of fact, I lived up near that area for years. So matter of fact, I had some involvement with some land for 13 or 14 years that was about 10 miles away from Grayson Highlands State Park. And all the things I ever talked about with people in that area. But let's preface this by saying I wasn't into camping and the outdoor stuff at that time. I never heard anything about these wild ponies. Okay, so apparently what we want is to go through this field, through that gate, and onto that trail. Let's see what happens. A little bit of rain never hurt anybody, right? Rhododendron Trail. Here is the new trail. I guess this was the old trail. And if you take a look, there are our wild ponies. My phone going off with more flash flood alerts. I bet this is a really beautiful place. You hit it a little bit earlier in the year, a little bit more in the spring, maybe April or May. And this is an obvious path. So I assume we can go up here. At least that's what we're going to try to do. See if we can get up and see the ponies a bit better. And the answer to that appears to be no. Too much foliage. Yes, I am out of breath. Yes, I am this out of breath because I have been going straight uphill just a little ways further. But it was worth it because there's a few of our buddies. Often in groups of about 20, it said. 5 in this little group. They pretty much just go where they want to. A lot of down places in these fences. If I can not spook these guys, we'll see if this is the trail. I'll graze here a while. Hello, friend. With that, I will say goodbye to this group because I do not want to spook them, and I do not want to go any further where I may not be allowed to go, because it does not look like the trail on the other side of that fence to me. But I'll give it one thing, these horses, they have a beautiful place to graze back in here. And a quick moment here to mention the obvious: do not feed these food, do not feed these human food do not bring them treats. Again, these are, even though they're pretty tame, they are wild horses. They are taken care of once a year by the park. They have a vet come in, they're rounded up, they're given whatever immunizations they need. They auction a few off to keep the herd at the same size, the correct number of stallions. So they know what they're doing here. They don't need any help from you or me. So leave your treats in the car. I know horses like peppermint treats, but we're not going to give any to these. And let me elaborate on that a bit further, because in a park, probably an hour and a half or 2 hours from here, they had an animal that got sick. They rushed to the vet and died. It died because people didn't listen, didn't follow the rules, didn't follow the signs, and chose to feed this animal human food, which it could not tolerate. These animals aren't used to all the preservatives and crap that's in food like we are. Always obey the rules. Doesn't matter if you agree with them or not. Now I am back down at the starting point, and if you notice behind me, you'll see the gate that I went through earlier. But I'm going to turn on around here. It is probably 7 p.m. or a little after. And while the rain has let up, remember we're in a high elevation. In about 10 minutes, it's going to be impossible to see here. So the reason I'm mentioning this is just a reminder, when you're out in nature, just because something says it's open from such and such a time to such and such a time, you need to use your own judgment on when to get in, when to get out, when to leave early. Just a couple of minutes later, if you look over where I showed you the gate before off in the distance when we first started, oh wait, that's right, you can't see it anymore. As I said, this fog is rolling in quickly. So if I didn't know about this, how did I find out about it? From another YouTuber. Amazingly, this girl's from Texas and does a lot of Texas videos, but somehow she knew about this place and has stumbled into Virginia a couple of times and gone there. It's amazing what you can miss in your own backyard. And I was actually headed to the Midwest again, was my original plan, but because of all this rain we've had and all this flooding was happening right in the areas I wanted to go to, so instead I spent the last month roaming around these very close to me state parks and national forests and campgrounds that I had not been in before. While we're all drawn to that allure of travel, don't think that you need the money and the time to be able to go 2,000 miles away in order to enjoy yourself, because I guarantee no matter what part of the world you are in, there are very interesting things within 50 miles of you that I bet you have never done. And if you're wondering what to watch next, in the description and pinned in the comments are links to other videos on a bunch of topics. Pick something out, watch that, and we'll see you next time.